Tencent has just released PrimitiveAnything. This is the first ever AI model that enables you to convert complex 3D objects into simple geometric building blocks just like us humans do. This is Fahad Mirza and I welcome you to the channel. PrimitiveAnything introduces a new framework for 3D shape abstraction by breaking down complex 3D objects into assemblies of simple geometric primitives, which is a process inspired by how humans perceive and understand shapes. We are going to install this locally and we will also play around with it. Unlike conventional approaches that either fit primitives to geometry with limited semantic meaning or rely on small category specific data sets, PrimitiveAnything formulates primitive abstractions as an autoregressive sequence generation tasks, powered by a shape condition transformer model. This model learns directly from large-scale human-created 3D abstractions, capturing the way humans intuitively decompose shapes. It uses a unified ambiguity-free parameterization scheme to represent multiple primitive types and generates variable-length primitive sequences, making the approach flexible and generalizable. So let's get it installed. I'm going to use this Ubuntu system and my GPU card is NVIDIA RTX A6000 with 48 GB of VRAM. I am starting by creating a virtual environment with Conda. If you're also looking to rent a GPU on very good prices, you can find the link to their website with a discount coupon of 50% for a range of GPUs in video's description. And now let's git clone the repo, and I will drop the link to it in video's description. And then we need to install all the requirements from the root of the repo. And this is going to take a few minutes. Meanwhile, let me also introduce you to the sponsors of the video, who are AgentBot. AgentBot lets you effortlessly deploy a personalized knowledge bot across platforms like Discord, Slack, and others. It is ideal for open source tech communities and startups that provide user support, and I will drop the link to their website in video's description. It is installed and now you can launch the Gradio demo by simply running this demo.py. And the first time when you run it, it downloads the model. And everything is running now. Let's access it in our browser at localhost. And you can see that it is now running. Now, what you need to do in order to play around with it, of course, you would need a 3D model file. Normally, what happens is that these 3D model files are in GLB or GLTF format, which is primarily a digital file that contains the data for a 3D object using the GLB standard. So let me use one of the ones they have provided within the repo. So I've just selected this sheep.glb, and you see this is the GLB 3D model file. When I click on process model file, it is going to load the model onto our GPU and it is going to decompose and process it. Let me check out the VRAM consumption. So just it is consuming 2.463 meg of VRAM, which is really nothing. So let's wait for it to finish. While it does that, let's talk a bit more about this GLB format. It already has done it. So if you remember, we are decomposing these 3D geometry here, and look at this. It is perfectly aligned. I'm also going to move this, if you please. There you go. And then you can move it around. There is a tail. Let's check it out. There you go. You see, there is also a tail here. Now let me maybe try out, maybe we'll go with table. This is a table with some of the objects on top. So GLP is a binary version of the widely used GLTF format, which is an open file format designed for efficient transmission and loading of 3D models by applications and web browsers. And this GLP file can encapsulate all of our 3D model information, including geometry, which is meshes, textures, materials, animation, scene layout, and metadata into a single compact portable binary file. And look at this. It is quite good, I would say. Let me move this. There you go. So it's a 3D, so that is why objects look a bit elevated, but other than that, I think not bad at all. Okay, it has stopped moving. I don't know why. Anyway, okay. I think it's a bit heavy for my system. Now, I think this could be really good for most of the web and especially for augmented or virtual reality applications because it is quite efficient, lightweight, and easy to share. And you can easily view without needing multiple separate files for texture and assets. And that is where I think this project really shines. And next I'm checking this vent for its 3D geometry. And there you go, you can see that this primitive anything is using a shape condition decoder only transformer that treats the task of 3D shape abstractions as a sequence generation problem. So at its core, what it is doing, it is taking a complex 3D input such as this mesh or point cloud and learns to sequentially generate a set of geometric primitives like these cuboids, spheres, cylinders, or even super quadrics, each defined by a unified ambiguity-free parameterization. And in real world usage, I think this framework can be applied wherever interpretable and editable 3D representations are valuable. For instance, it streamlines asset creation for maybe you can say games, maybe some sort of not only virtual reality by generating editable sort of primitive based models because it supports robotic manipulation by producing semantically meaningful parts for grasping or reasoning. It can also aid the CAD and 3D design by providing high level editable abstractions, and it facilitates user generated content and scene understanding by offering maybe some sort of new bridge between new geometry and human centric structure. Also, the modularity of primitive anything also means it can easily adapt to maybe new primitive types, broadening its utility across different domains in graphics, vision, and design. So, look, if you're from this field, I think you can easily appreciate that how easy this makes in terms of this 3D rendering. So, that's it. Let me know what do you think if you are into this field, and if especially you think that this dilation process and marching cubes make sense for your use case. I am very keen to hear about it because I think this is one area where this has real applicability for solving real world problems. So very keen to hear your thoughts. I've been covering a lot of these primitive anything and similar models on the channel. So if you are interested, just maybe search with 3D and you should be able to find heaps of videos from various providers as this field is exploding. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you're already subscribed, please share it among your network as it helps. Thank you for watching.